disassembly of an 1858. This is made by Pieta. All right. This one, for some reason, has a stuck pin. So what I do, just get hard like that, take that out, flip the ramrod, put on half cock, then you got left cylinder. After that, come over here, and there's one pin with the ramrod. Take that out. Should be anti-in. All right. Then this slides like that. And then the base pin pops out. Then after that, hand grips are just one screw. I have to get this. One screw. Just like that. The other side of the grip, just thread it in. Take that out. Just like that. Boom. Next, there's one screw here. Take this out. And then it slides forward. Put that with that so I don't lose it. Next is the trigger spring. If you look, trigger spring rests right over the trigger. You just flathead. And honestly, the Remingtons are much easier than the Colts. Just like that. Comes in like that. That is your trigger spring. Simple. And then when that is done, there's one screw right here that holds the bottom hand and the trigger in place. Set that aside. Bottom hand, that's what locks the cylinder from moving. All right, that will go there, and then you trigger. All right. Next step, you can do this many other ways, but what I like to do is just take this screw, this last screw. This one's a little easier to use. Last screw right here. And this is the hammer screw. Yeah, I really like this one. And crank it loose. The hand. All right, and just like that. That is the hammer. And then this is the most trickiest part, which is the spring. Now, this gun is a gun I've had for over 5 years, so I take a hammer and please use a rubber mallet. Like I said, this is an old gun for me. That pops out. And this is just the way I do it. So that comes out. So the last part is the hammer and the hand. So I push this hand down like that. Pops out one. If you could see it right there. Little tiny screw. After that, you just screw it out like that. Let me get a tinier bit, which I should have laying around. It's one of these for the last piece. Take that out. Should just pop out with the, if I can find it, this is the hand. And with Colts down to spring tension, so it's a little bit difficult. That is the hand, which grabs onto here and spins the cylinder. Hand. And then the hammer will just slide out like that. Then your left was just a frame. Now, like I said, what I did with the trigger spring, you do not want to do, but like I said, this gun's so old. It was 38 special converted. I used a Dremel and then took some super glue, glued it on there. And then another thing is, oops, setup came down. What I also do is take muzzleloaders.com bore lubricant, and I just dab a little bit on, come over here and take an old sock or whatnot, something, and just over the top and here. What I will also do is take this trigger spring, take this lubricant and then just smear it on like that. Right on that side, so it's easier to put back on. Take this used sock and just dab it on like that. All right, assembly. First thing you want to do is just reverse. Put this in like this. Well, actually, what I like to do first is take this and put that down like that. And then come over here, take this hand, and it should line up with the hammer. All right, should line up with the hammer like that. Take that screw, all right, and then tighten it up. Ah, curse of the right hand. Yeah. Curse of the left hand, actually. Take this screw. A little finicky. And then just screw it in like that. And you don't gotta go Gorilla tight on these. The only thing you want to go Gorilla tight on is, yeah. Also keep in mind that trigger spring has a tension screw right here. I actually had lost it, so that's why I went flying, because there was every bit of tension still left on it. And that is good as it is. Lift this hammer up, you'll see the hand protrude. After you see that hand protrude like that, you come over here, line up the hammer like so. Take, and like I said, I can just remember what screws. Remingtons make it easy. Put that back in there like that. And then screw that on. Like I said, nothing has to be Gorilla tight. Okay, just like that. That's good as it is. Next step. If you look under here, right under there, trigger spring goes right down there. So if I come over here, grab the trigger spring, this bevel piece right at the bottom goes in here. So what I do is come over here, grab that hand, press it on the top of that hammer, and there's other ways you can do this. You don't have to do this first. Like so. This is the tricky part. Give it a little attention. See, the Colts are easier for the trigger spring, since the trigger spring on those is a lot thinner than these. Here. Give it some tension. And then just and I just clobber it in just like that. That's good. And like I said, there's a tension screw right there, but I'm just winging this. This is the first time I did a video. One of these, just like that. Works good as new. Boom. Right. The next step after that is bottom hand and trigger. So bottom hand, like I said, this piece locks in, so that goes down like that. Down like this. And then the trigger, see, bottom hand goes down like that, and the trigger, pretty simple. Everything will line up. And then I remember my trigger spring is this. That's what you do. Line it up. Line it up. Over here. Just like that. Let's switch to the setting on this. Tighten that. While I'm there, I'll tighten this up a bit too. All right. Next step is the trigger spring. Now, the trigger spring, if you put it in wrong, you will break that spring. So, again, trigger spring is this short, long one, or short, thick one. Right here, over the top, just like so, just like that. Make sure it's like that. If not, you'll have a bad day getting a new trigger spring. Then I'm gonna actually take this one and then just like that. I like to just hold it in place, so I like tighten it. And like I said, not real tight, maybe a little tighter on the trigger spring. Just like that. Full cock, fire. Bottom hand, see, hand at the bottom, cock, boom, then locks. And then that hand comes out. A little loose, but it'll be under the cylinder, just like that. Then after that, then I just come over here, and then after that, basically over, go over here, and then just pop that in with this screw. All right. And I'm gonna say over and over again, the trigger spring, you do not want to do that way. I was just doing that because I lost a tension screw, and because, to be honest with you, it's been such a long time since I actually took this one apart. But, and then it doesn't matter which way you go after this. This one has threads on the back, so I know that one goes here, and then this one goes here. this side goes like this. Hold those two tight together. Boom. And then just repeat. I'll tighten it up later. All right, next step. Ramrod goes in like this. Before you do that, you want to, oh, there's my cat. All right. Really? You really gotta interrupt this, Toby? All right. After that, put that in like that. Oh, here it goes. Tighten that in like that. Again, not real tight. You'll feel a little tension. And then after that, then you just pop that pin out like that. Bring it down. And then newer Remingtons, I have kind of an issue with the cylinder. Sometimes they just got to be broken in. But I'll just angle it like that. And like I said, this one's broken, so give it a little push. And just like that, Remington. So there's Remington. That is by Pieta. And then the birdies are just the same, just different process. This one, beautiful case hardened. I got that off Taylor's. And then this one is by Pieta. I got this one off muzzleloaders.com. They have great deals on their guns. This is an 1860 .44 caliber. This one is great. But that's the end of the video. See how I did with just basically just throwing the gun around and just assembling it just like that. But these are the easiest guns that you're gonna ever assemble. Was an 1858. All right, have a good day. Bye.